Shabbat Shalom and Aziz and Pesach to everyone. It's wonderful to be here this evening with all of you here in our home and streaming live into your homes. Shabbat Shalom. It's wonderful to all be together. Tonight we are going to be here using Sidur Kol HaNeshama, the Reconstructionist Movement's Friday night prayer book, and also the page numbers that I'm going to be calling are from the PDF version made available by the Thriving Communities Department at Reconstructing Judaism, and we thank them and our movement and so many across the wider Jewish communal landscape and faithscape for making available so many of these resources for people to be using in their homes during this time. And so if you do not have a copy of the Sidur, I am going to post in the chat a URL for the link so that everyone can have access to a copy of our prayer book for tonight. Here we go. And paste. There we go. Shabbat Shalom. It's wonderful to see you all tonight, and it's great to be here with you, Jules, and Ruth, and with Rich, and with Amy, and Shelley. And please, as you're coming in tonight, I see that we have more and more people logging on, to take a moment and introduce yourselves, your name, where you're streaming in from tonight, where you're celebrating Shabbat. It's great to be joining here in community, even as we are apart. And so we'll begin tonight on page 1 in our packets as we read together the Kavanah, the intention, by Marcia Falk, and then light our Shabbat candles. Let us bless the source of life that ripens the fruit on the vine as we hallow the Sabbath day, the seventh day, in remembrance of creation, for the Sabbath is first among holy days, recalling the Exodus and the covenant. And so as we light our Shabbat candles, we perhaps use the same candlesticks that we've used at our seders, whether small sedarim in our house or much, much larger ones over Zoom stretching across the country and across the world. The same candlesticks that we've used to kindle the lights of Yom Tov, we now use to kindle the lights of Shabbat. And I always love years like this, when we get 3 nights in a row of candle lighting, that crazy 3-day Yontif Shabbat situation. But there's something beautiful about continuing to dwell in that Kedusha, that holiness. And perhaps in this year, as we celebrate in community so differently, socially distanced from one another, quarantined in our homes, staying home, and so separated from the rhythms of our usual life, and both our regular lives and our Jewish lives, maybe this is a year that the universe has given us a little bit of a gift in having that 3-day Yontif, that 3-day festival into Shabbat, that 3 days to dwell in the Kedusha, dwell in the holiness of this moment within this larger container of COVID-19 and the global pandemic that both threatens all of us, and that we all are doing so much to be a part of holding one another through. And so with that as a kavanah, with that as our intention, we enter into this 3rd day of dwelling in this holiness bubble, this Kedusha, as we light our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And as we gather on this eve of the second full day of Pesach, or the eve of the third full day of Pesach, we enter into Chol HaMoed, the week within the festival of Passover. And so traditionally, we actually don't sing many of the psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat and the songs of Kabbalat Shabbat during this time. And so we'll turn to our psalm for the day of Shabbat, Psalm 92, which is on page 7 in our packets. Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, 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 Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir, Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir, Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir, Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Mizmor, Mizmor Shir, Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Magadlu, Masechaya, Mehodam kumachshavotech. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Magadlu, Masechaya, Mehodam kumachshavotech. Magadlu, Masechaya, Mehodam kumachshavotech. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. In the middle of page 8. Tzadik katamar yifrach keres balvanon yizkeh shetulim bevet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim vera'ananim yehiu lehagid ki yashar Adonai Zuri Avlatavo Adonai Malachehut Lavesh Lavesh Adonai Ozitazar Avtikon Tevel Baal Timod Nechon Kisecha Meos Me'olam Atan. עדותיך נאמנו מאוד לביתך נאווה קודש, אדוני לאורך ימים. We take a deep breath in, and on our exhale, we breathe out all that we have been holding, all that we've been carrying into this moment. And as we breathe in again, we breathe in that extra spark of holiness, that extra soul peace, that neshama yetera, that elevates us, that calls us to this holy work of rest, that gives us permission to just be as we enter into Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. In just a moment, we will rise in spirit or in body as we are able on page 9 for Baruch Hu. But first, I just want to welcome the folks who have come in since we began. Welcome and Shabbat Shalom to Shelley and to Rabbi Vivian and Eileen. Steve, it's good to see you. Amy Gross, it's great to have you here. Joe and Marianne, welcome. It's wonderful to be here together. Dan Schwartz, welcome. And oh, hi, Shelley. It's great to see you, Shelley Quigley. It's so wonderful to all be here tonight with the added benefit of there being no traffic to get us here for services this evening. I've been trying very hard to see silver linings this week, especially heading into the Passover Seders. And so I want to invite us as we enter into Ma'ariv, as we enter into the evening service, and especially as we, after Baruch Hu, make our way through Ma'ariv Aravim, the prayer in which we give thanks to the one who rolls darkness into light and light into darkness and differentiates between day and night, darkness and light. As you have, oh, hi, Steve and Sandy. As you've made your way through this week, I want to invite you to share in the chat a silver lining that you've found, a blessing perhaps that you picked up, that you gleaned from your Passover Seder, some unexpected joy or piece of light that you noticed, that brightened your day, that brightened your week, and that maybe can brighten all of ours as we enter into Shabbat. And Shabbat Shalom to Ezra, who's also with Amy tonight. It's wonderful to all be here and to have all of our families here with us tonight. And so on page 9, we rise in spirit or in body for Baruch Hu. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And the blessing gives us strength and makes our visions clear. And the blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, bidvaro ma'ariv aravim b'chokhmah poter sharim. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, El Chai V'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Amari Varavim. Ahavat Olam. We read together at the bottom of the page 10. We are loved by an unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Page 11, the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aterech ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך. Continue silently with one of the two biblical passages that follows. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Standing at the sea, standing at the moment of release from Mitzrayim, we all have been in that moment at our Passover Seders for the past 2 nights, that moment of each individually envisioning ourselves, each individually being in that place of leaving Egypt. That moment which we acutely reenact this week as we move through Pesach, as we move through our Passover holiday. We also recall every single day as we sing the words of Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, Norah tehilot osef eleh. Who is like you, O God? They cried. The eternal will reign forever and ever. In their escape from the sea, what were our ancestors feeling? What were they thinking? Where were they in this place of Yetziat Mitzrayim, in this place of coming out of, being brought out of narrowness, Mitzrayim, Egypt, confinement? I want to invite us as we are singing Mi Chamocha, which begins at the bottom of page 13 and continues on to page 14, to type into the chat a feeling, a moment, 1 word, 2 words, a sentence that perhaps was on the minds or on the lips of our ancient mythic ancestors as they stood on the shores of that sea, leaving Mitzrayim, leaving enslavement in Egypt, but could just as easily have been on our lips today as we stand, perhaps at our doorways, perhaps in a place of not knowing, perhaps between illness and health, but looking out at the wilderness that holds liberation, but also the wilderness that holds uncertainty. What is that thing that is on our minds and on our lips, even as we sing in gratitude? And so I want to invite people to share maybe something that came up at their seders, maybe something that's coming up for them right now, in that place in which you are envisioning yourself as being brought out of Egypt. What is it that you are holding? Tehilot le'el elyon, Baruch u'mvorach Moshe u'Miriam, Uvnei Yisrael lechanu, Shira v'simcha rabba ve'ameru chulam, Mi kamocha, mi chamocha, mi chamocha, mi chamocha, mi chamocha, mi chamocha b'helim Adonai, mi kamocha, mi kamocha, mi kamocha, mi kamocha, mi kamocha, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh nor nora tehilot osef eleh nora tehilot osef eleh malachutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu ve'ameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed V'na'amar kifad Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai gal Yisrael. Fear and hope, anticipation. What will life be like on the other side? Awe for God's power, hope, honest anxiety as so much of the future is unknown, a sense of awe. Will we be stuck here for 40 years? A new life ahead of us, mostly unknown, but one with hope. Fear of the unknown and hope for future change, for a healthier humanity and planet. These are incredible things to be holding and thinking. These are deep and heavy and awesome in the AWE true sense of awesome, not so much the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles awesome. And as we hold these thoughts, these ancient and contemporary anxieties and hopes and wonderings and also wonder, we need a container in order to be able to hold them. That container is a sense of security. And how do we feel secure in the midst of the unknown? I think that it's not an accident that in our Ma'ariv service and our evening service on Shabbat and on weeknights as well, that the blessing that follows Michamocha is one whose central metaphor is asking the Holy One to spread over us a Sukkat Shalom, a shelter of peace. Because as we look out at the Midbar, as we look out at the wilderness, even at a moment in which we have just come out of experiencing a miracle, the miraculous, the sweetness of release, we also stare out at the Midbar. and hold all of the things that we are holding. And the only way that we can do so and continue to move on and take those first steps into that next phase of the journey is trusting that there is a Sukkot Shalom, that there is a shelter of peace that is spread over us, that perhaps we spread over and hold for one another, that protects us on our journey. And so we read on page 15 in the middle of the page together. When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes, when death confronts us, it is God's blessing of Shalom that sustains us and upholds us. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps. Lighten our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring, renewing our hope, reviving us. Ufros aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalomecha, Ufros aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalomecha, Baruch atah Adonai haborei Sukkot Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei Tevel, ve'al Yerushalayim. We rise at the bottom of page 15 as we are able. Veshamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. When we turn to page 16 as we transition into the silent Amidah for Shabbat evening, and we read together the Kavanah, the intention at the bottom of the page by Rabbi Sheila Peltz Weinberg. Dear God, open the blocked passageways to you, the congealed places. Roll away the heavy stone from the well as your servant Jacob did when he beheld his beloved Rachel. Help us open the doors of trust that have been jammed with hurt and rejection. As you open the blossoms in spring, even as you open the heavens in storm, open us to feel your great, awesome, and wonderful presence. The Amidah, silent for Friday nights, begins on page 17. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Oh, sa shalom, shalom bimromeha. Hitase shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hitase shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Oh, sa shalom, shalom bimromeha. Hitase shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hitase shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imeru amen. Shabbat Shalom. And as we emerge from our Amidah and sing our prayer for peace, we also enter into this moment in which perhaps we feel connected more closely than we do at any other part in our service with our community, with those around us, with those in our many concentric circles of community, perhaps with the world. And it's in this moment that we turn to our prayer for healing, our Mishaberach Lecholim. And in this moment in which we are all concentrating so much of our energy towards healing, whether it is our own hands and our own bodies willing ourselves to heal and overcome our own illness, whether it is our hands as doctors and chaplains and nurses and EMTs and hospital social workers and first responders and people who are in all of the different service industries and roles within our supply chain, and all of both the seen and unseen holy work that is going into ensuring health and well-being for our communities, or whether it is each individual person here doing their part by practicing social distancing, by, as we talk about in our house, not sharing our germs, keeping our germs to ourselves, or whether we are delivering food for one another, sewing face masks. We are all somehow sending healing energy out into the world in all of these different ways, through our intention, through our hands, through our hearts, through our work. And so we turn to our Mishaberach Cholim, our prayer for healing and wholeness. And I want to invite you in the chat to, as we sing our healing prayer in song, to share the names of those whom you are thinking of this evening for healing. I'm going to read the list of names that I have as well between our two verses, and together we will knit all of our concentric circles of community together as we think about all of them and keep them all close to our hearts. Mi sheberach avotenu, mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. And tonight we are thinking especially of Roberta Archibald, Arden Bell, Jillian Eve Bach, Rabbi Deborah Bowen, Sarah Sarulnik, Bill Conrad, Robin Kupo, Francesca Dever, Eric Gershman, Jonathan Giannini, Hal Goodman, Talia Gottesman, Amy Gross, Sheila Guthrie, Alberta Hall, Cordula Hamish, Chava Hurley, Michelle Kalish, Fran Cass, Fran Kaufman, Elsie Lieberstein, Len McEwen, Robert Mueller, William Mueller, Anthony Nero, Lisa Nicholson, Mike Oswald, Abby Rosenberg, Mike Rosenberg, Shelley Sanders, Willie Schneer, Bertha Schwartz, Tricia Slater, Margaret Steiber, Ellen Stuerman, Lloyd Suter, Lynn Van Engel, Isabel Vita, Stan Weckstein, Max Weissman, Millie Weissman, Grace Zangwill, Eileen Zeff, and Doug Proudman, Doug Markham, Itzik Mandelbrod, Gloria Walker, Eric Griffin Shelley, Jenna Young, Susan Schiff, Sue Courtwright, Ann Lefko, Sharon and Len Kaplan, who both have coronavirus, Herschel Cutler, Mark Needleman, and all those whose names are still being written into our chat and held in our hearts. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Wish them a refuah shlema, refuah nefesh, refuah guf, and we all say, Amen. So we turn now to Kiddush as we lift up our glasses in hope and in joy. And someone asked in the chat whether my usual assistant was here this evening. And so I wanted to share that Bina is asleep, but I am joined in voice by a couple of other assistants. Rebecca is, of course, at home tonight, and Rabbi Michelle Greenfield, who you've heard singing along with us this evening. But yes, my usual Kiddush and candle lighting assistant, Bina, fell asleep early this evening. So unfortunately, if you logged on for Shabbat just to see Bina light the Shabbat candles and for Kiddush, I'm sorry. Next week, hopefully, if she naps in the afternoon. And so we rise in spirit or in body for Kiddush on the bottom of page 25 onto page 26. Savri Chaverai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tefila lemikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim ki elenu karata ve'otanu kidashta la'avodatecha ve'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava u'v'ratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. And we remain standing in spirit or in body for Aleinu, page 26. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shenatan lanu torat emet v'chaye olam nata betochenu, v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. Kakatuv betoratecha Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We can be seated. And as we turn to page 28 in our packets, for Kaddish Yatom, we also turn in our hearts and in our memories to those whom we've loved and lost in days and weeks past, in the past month, the past 11 months, at this season and years past. At Or Hadash this week, we mark the Yortzites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Fanny Apple, mother of Ted Apple, Bernard Bryan, father of Barry Bryan, Reba Mackler, mother of Toby Mackler, Anna DiDonato, grandmother of Kim Wilson, Lois Rosenthal, mother of Leslie Zubo, Martin L. Press, father of Sharon Starr, Edith Pfeffer, sister of Betty Kahn, Herbert Nathan, father of Joan Nathan, and Henry Crespi, the father of Scott Crespi and Jackie Steinberg. And I want to invite you, if you're saying Kaddish for anyone else who's not on our list, or whose name I don't have in front of me, to please share, if you're comfortable, in the chat, so that all of their memories can be a blessing for us. As together I invite the mourners and those who are observing a Yortzeit to rise in spirit or in body, along with those whose tradition it is to rise for mourners Kaddish. We add to our list Nir Tzoran, Ken Rosenberg, Ira Jaffe, and all of those who we hold in our hearts. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabah. Amen. Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabah mevorach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemeh tekudsha richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories all be a blessing for all of us. And Shabbat Shalom. It's so wonderful to be sitting here in my home, but to feel so surrounded by so many people. I don't know if that feeling translates to everybody, but certainly from where I sit in front of my own screen and here in front of my bookshelf and my window and at my dining room table and looking at Bina's daily picture visual schedule board, right? Like, this is a place where I don't often feel surrounded by this incredible Or Hadash community, but every week as we gather for Friday nights from our home to your home, we get a chance to invite one another so deeply into these private places and turn our living rooms and our dining rooms and our bedrooms and our stairwells and wherever it is that you have a place to be able to sit and find that space into your own sanctuary. And what a beautiful thing that can be, even in this moment of, especially in this moment of perhaps not feeling sanctuary in so many places, to be able to offer that to one another. And so I thank you for offering that to me. I want to pause for a few very brief announcements. Tomorrow morning, Torah study begins at 9 o'clock on Zoom, and followed by our service at 10 o'clock. Sunday morning and every Sunday and weekday morning, we'll gather for Minyan Hadash, a new way to gather in community. I guess now not so new, as we enter into what I think is our 5th week of Minyan Hadash. Could it be the 4th? Could it be the 5th? I'm sure that Elisa Belzer will date check me on that one. And I want to share that this Sunday morning, I want to thank Jules, who is here watching our Shabbat service, or here davening with us for our Shabbat service tonight, will be leading us in an open mic sharing for Minyan Hadash on Sunday morning, for people to bring that which they've created in visual arts or poetry or song, things that have come out of their creativity and their generation during this time of COVID quarantine. And Jules will be sharing his own poetry and his own creativity, and inviting others to do so as well. So 8:15 in the morning on Sunday, from 8:15 to 9, bring something to share or bring your listening ears. We're going to have a creativity open mic sharing. Saturday night at, gosh, I'm going to get this wrong. I'm not going to get this wrong. At 9 p.m., Saturday night at 9 p.m., join us for a Saturday night Havdalah and happy hour, BYO beverage of choice, and bring a joke or a story, or just your need to unwind after the week. Perhaps a funny tech snafu that happened at your Seder that you just couldn't laugh about then, but that you really just need to laugh about with friends now. Join us at 9 p.m. for our weekly virtual Havdalah and happy hour. And then also 9:30 on Sunday morning after Minyan Hadash, log in to join our Smile School families for Sunday morning Havdalah, a time to gather intergenerationally and hang out a little bit and have fun and welcome in the new week. I look forward to learning with everyone this week and being together at Minyan Hadash, and also to keep your eyes peeled and reading HaKesher, because there will be some adult education offerings and intergenerational opportunities coming up over the next couple of weeks. So please do read your HaKesher. And so with that, we make some hamotzi and wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. This is why I should not keep the matzah tray in front of me as I lean into my computer. You know, the challah just isn't as puffy this week. I don't know what's going on, if it's like COVID or, oh, right, Pesach. Bershut Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow morning on Shabbat morning for Torah study. And please enjoy Oneg, not in the community room, but in your own homes. Shabbat Shalom, from ours to your home.